morning, Greg. How are you doing?
Just fine. Fine and dandy.
This Sunday, March 10th, 2019. Good morning, everybody. We hope you all doing well.
Yeah, welcome to another live podcast of Garage Door Politics. I'm Greg.
Louis.
And the week that it was, we'll get to that in a second. We're also broadcasting live on Periscope. And our live podcast can be seen on YouTube. Just Google Garage Door Politics, and you'll get not only this episode, but many others. And we're also our live audio podcast on Anchor FM, and also on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher. There's so many, I've lost count. So anyway,
It keeps growing.
It keeps growing. And before we get started, I want to do a shout out to my brother Doug. I just came back from visiting him in the hospital last week, and he's going through a cancer treatment, and he's getting better all the time. And I just want to wish him well, and we're all behind you, and we're helping you fight this nasty, dirty disease, which is cancer.
Follow you on that.
So anyway,
I like him.
Get better. We're all for that. Anyway, I want to start out a little bit, just to touch one more base on Jesse Smollett. Now
that's wrong, gun.
I know, but I just want to touch base one more time. That evidently the grand jury in Chicago gave him 16 more felony charges.
I saw yesterday 3 years for each charge. So it's going to be what, 48 years? That's it.
That's it. So that's
done for life.
So I just wanted to touch on that because now in the Congress this week we have Representative Ilhan Omar from Minnesota. She's a congresswoman from Minnesota, and she's came out with some really, really hateful anti-Jewish sentiment, and talking about basically that the Jewish people are the ones that are taking the money out of the United States and creating this problem.
Okay, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that, because I have a
That's
clip
a very
I wanna-
explosive situation.
Okay, well, how do you feel about it then?
I saw this morning commentators say that she has been saying that since she was 12 years old.
Well, we have a tweet from 2012 that called for the destruction of the state of Israel from 2012.
That's what she wants.
That was a tweet from 2012 on Twitter.
But see,
that she wrote.
this is the wish of all Muslims. Destroy Israel.
Not all Muslims, the radical ones.
I do believe most. Not just radical.
I would say mostly the radical ones, but still
There is a hatred against Israel.
Right.
From the beginning, since 1948.
Well,
They don't want Israel to be there, because they consider that their land. But they took it from the Israel after the diaspora.
Okay,
That's the problem.
Explain that one then, for the people who don't know what that means.
I don't remember. I don't have it now here with me.
But this is off the top of your head.
Top of my head. There was a diaspora in what we call Palestine now. That was land of Israel. Everything that the Arabs have now, it was taken with, there was a diaspora. I'm not very well informed how it happened. But it was a diaspora means the Jewish people got diversed and dispersed throughout the world. That's when the Arabs took over. Now, we want to get at least a piece of what we consider is ours. We don't want to be fighting them. On the contrary, we want to be friends, but they don't want to be friends with us. What the heck are we gonna do? Now we have this girl who came from Africa. She's not even from the
Somalia.
Middle East.
Somalia.
Came from Somalia, Africa.
Born in Somalia, matter of fact.
Huh?
Born in Somalia.
Yeah, she even born in Somalia. And she has been able to get to the Congress.
Well, she was voted in out of that district. That was where in the
That's
late
the way
90s.
Somalians is.
In the
Yeah.
late 90s, they
Yeah.
were brought over by President Clinton at the time, and they all settled in Minnesota.
Refugees.
Right,
They
refugees
came
from
as a
Somalia.
refugee. See, history is repeating. What's going on? What is happening with France right now? They bring the parents because they were refugees, and we give them everything our society has.
Right.
And then their children turn against us.
Well, let's
See, I always said, let's help the refugee. I've changed my mind.
okay. Let's get back to the topic as far as Congress goes. Anyway, when she was condemned, and Liz Cheney, who is Dick Cheney's daughter, she serves in the representative from the state of Wyoming. She came out and condemned the anti-Jewish sentiment in Congress and saying that there's no place for it. And what her words were, that she is really clearly an effort to actually protect Ilhan Omar, to cover up her bigotry and anti-Semitism by refusing to name her in the bill that was passed in Congress on Thursday. It's called an anti-hate bill. But the trouble
They
is,
didn't go through. They didn't go far enough.
well, not only that, they came out and hated everything instead of naming Omar specifically. So I think it was a cover-up. So now I want to play a Nancy Pelosi clip, just a quick clip here. If I can get it to work. Well, Nancy Pelosi basically doubled down on the whole situation as far as Omar. She came out in her defense, which stated that she didn't really know the words that she was saying. She didn't understand what she was saying. Didn't know the words.
She's scared.
Well, not only that, if she's a congresswoman duly elected, okay, and she doesn't know what she's saying, then how did she get elected, Louis?
Because she doesn't know what she's saying.
Oh, is that why? Is that why she don't know what she's saying?
Well, do her district know what they know?
Well,
Do they have something in here?
I don't know. I
Neither
don't
do
know.
I.
I don't live there.
I'm just asking.
But
I don't want to live there. You gotta be
well,
kidding.
you know, but my problem is, you know, where's it going to? This is the beginning. If they're going to come out against the Jews,
We don't fight them back. And Pelosi is not doing it.
no, you're right. She is scared of these new up-and-comers. She's afraid of her job security, and I believe that. And I believe that they're going to let this go on.
But you know,
This reminds me of what happened in the early 30s in Germany. That's how it all begins. That's how it all begins. You start
Being
with one group and
afraid.
go to the next
being
group.
afraid.
Okay, and also too, they want
Not standing up for whatever has to be done at the time,
Yeah.
like it's going now.
Hitler had to blame somebody,
Oh,
and he blamed the Jews. The Jews for all the problems in
that's
Germany.
what she's doing.
Right, that's what she's doing. I know.
She's doing that.
And
now she wants to get the situation that to stop money from United States to go to Israel. And she says Israel is paying off most of the politicians in the United States. Israel doesn't have the money. We give them money because we need them.
Well,
that. Because if Israel falls, they're going to take everything in Middle East. We can't let that happen.
hold that thought a minute, Louis.
Okay.
Hold that thought a minute. Hold
No.
that thought a minute. You know what? Has anyone out there ever wanted to start your own podcast? Well, it's pretty simple. When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had a lot of questions. How do we record? How do we set everything up? How do I get our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all the other places that people like to listen? And also, too, how do we make money from it? Well, the answer is very, very simple. Anchor.fm. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculous easy to use. Once Anchor matches you with sponsors, so you can get paid the podcast. So you can have podcasts about anything. Ours just happens to be United States and world politics, but you can have a podcast on anything your little heart desires.
Right.
So anyway, if you want to get started, just go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start, and they'll walk you through the whole process, and usually takes between 5 and 10 minutes to set up, which is pretty doggone fast. So what can you do in 5 or 10 minutes? Not much.
Not much.
Not much, but so anyway, just go to anchor.fm/start, and they'll get you on the track to go. Anyway, going back now, Louis, to I'm afraid that you always say history repeats itself, correct? I'm afraid it's starting to get that way here in this country. I think we've leaned way over to one side too far. We're not in the middle anymore.
No,
not in the middle.
Are.
It's it's dangerous. Very
we are in a dangerous situation.
It is.
I never seen United States like that
ever.
In 40 years.
Since I've been here, 58, which I probably didn't remember much in the first couple of years, but I can remember a lot of that. But no, I've never seen.
No, we are stepping on quicksand
and thin ice, because we're going down the wrong road here. We
need to reroute ourselves from this bad road and try to go back to the way this country has always been. We have differences of opinion. It's okay. That's what democracy is about.
Well,
that's what I love.
That's what this country was founded on. Equal
right.
rights for everyone. We the people. We the people of the United States of America.
But see, now, CNN this morning, this girl, she was being interviewed, and she was completely with this Minnesota
Omar, Ilhan Omar.
With Omar. Ilhan Omar. Under the Constitution, she has the right to say what she said. Hold on. Okay. So that's what something I have to find out. Under the Constitution, when it was written, we didn't have Muslims trying to annihilate our society or our way of life. Now we have the Constitution is not set for that. Now we have, when the Constitution was written, we didn't have the enemy within. Now we have, they are the enemies. They want to destroy us.
Well, I also have another question too. I have another question.
No,
what can we do about this? What can we do about it? They've already tried to censor her in Congress, and Pelosi came out and backed her completely.
But some of
AOC.
the Democrats representatives, they were for her.
Well, AOC, Alexandria Cortez, Ocasio-Cortez, she's backing her. All the other ones are
She's
backing
not
her.
the only one. They're about 25%.
So we're in a dangerous situation because
situation.
now they're backing her on these sentiments. And I tell you what, if it starts with the Jews, where's it going to end? Total destruction of the United States way of life and our society. And
that's their idea.
And you know what they're trying next? The Second Amendment.
Isn't that what? Oh,
That's
yeah.
what Hitler did.
Yeah.
Took away the weapons. Nobody could fight.
Right. Oh.
Did you lose it there, or me grab it? Let me grab that thought. I couldn't get it. It was too fast. Okay. But
Sorry.
I'm just saying that this is how it started, because history repeats itself. And that's another thing in the school. They don't teach history anymore. So how does people know anything?
No.
They don't teach anything.
No.
In the colleges, universities, they don't teach anything, just left-wing ideas. And that's a dangerous situation too. So, I know my history. I was taught history in the 60s and 70s by some very, very, very good teachers. And I'm so happy that happened for me.
I learned by myself.
Well, that's good too.
I didn't have good teachers.
Well, I did. I was fortunate enough to.
Teachers and
Fortunate.
teachers.
Well, you were in a different situation.
Right.
But I was fortunate enough. But if you look back on history and you see how Hitler started in Germany, and he blamed everything on the Jewish people in the beginning, okay, and took their money, okay, and then after that he started taking people's freedoms away, just like Putin came out today and is doing the same thing in Russia. People are fighting back against it, but what are they going to do?
They don't have weapons.
They don't have weapons. That's what Putin wants, and that's what Hitler wanted. Now I think it's bleeding over here in the United States, and I got a real big problem with that. Real big problem, because if it starts with the Jews, is the Catholics next? Is the Protestants next? Are the Sikhs next? Are the Hindus next? The Buddhists next?
Those are people they want. Those Muslims. I'm sorry, but at this point, I just say in general.
Well, I understand
not everybody.
But
I understand.
I have Muslim friends, and they don't believe that way.
I had two back 20 years ago in Atlantic City.
Right.
Uh,
So I can't lump them all into
I
things.
understand.
That's like lumping all the Jews into one category, which you can't.
No.
No, you can't.
Yeah, so many subdivisions
Yeah.
right there.
Well, but
no, when I
finish
say
your
Muslim, it's
you're mostly the radical ones, right?
let's put that the radical.
The radical Islamic Muslim terrorists.
And their idea is to destroy the Western civilization. The problem is, as Westerners, our civilization is very dynamic. And we got to the point what we get here. Everything we have, cell phones, cameras, we did it. They didn't. But they are using our technology trying to destroy us. We had to destroy them. That's a crusade.
That's modern day crusade. Is that what you're saying?
That's right.
But
That's another crusade, because they wanted to annihilate us. Would you like to let
it'll
happen
never.
without fighting back?
Oh no.
We have to fight back
You're
those
not.
people.
You're not taking my Second Amendment away.
No,
No.
none of them.
None of them. I don't care.
And they're the one that sit there ripping the American Constitution too, because that's what they want to do.
Right.
She's already saying that.
I know that. Okay, now we're at the point of our podcast where we have our shame pile of the week, and I'll let you go first, Louis. Who you want to shame this week?
The Democrat Party.
Okay, why? Why are you shaming them?
For not having a backbone to stand up for this new lady, well, I'm gonna put lady between quotes. They should have stood up to her 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they are so big, so lenient. That gives her more strength to keep it going. She already said something for the total for that, I lost it. So
that's your shame for the week.
The Democrats have to do something because it's within their ranks. They have, for the sake of the United States, obliterate that girl.
Okay. My shame this week is Nancy Pelosi. You know what, Nancy? I don't, not only what Louis just touched on.
We already talked about the same thing.
I know.
In different words.
I want to put the shame squarely on her because not only has she fought against, Donald Trump, the border wall. I know it's a touchy issue. I know all of that, Nancy. But now, are you afraid that these new Congress people are going to take your job? So you won't come out in defense of the United States of America? You won't come out in defense of our way of life? Pedal on this. Well, I don't think the Speaker of the House should be your job. I think you ought to resign. So that's my shame of the week. So, anything else? Last word?
No more.
Okay.
I have talked too much already.
I know, and I'm trying to grasp his thing. But anyway, that concludes another edition of Garage Door Politics. And thank you for watching and listening on our audio podcast. And we'll see you next week.
That's it. Have a good day. Have a good day.
You too, Louis.